I was looking back at some of my old builds recently and man, we've come a long way. But let's be honest, some parts of this world haven't aged quite as well as others. There are projects I started and never quite finished, and spots that frankly just don't work anymore. So today is all about the big update. See now, looking at these builds, it's not that they were mistakes, I just wasn't as experienced back then as I am today. I've learned a lot of new techniques since I first placed these blocks, and now I want this world to reflect how much I've grown. We're going to take what's here, respect the history, and level it up to match the vision I have now. With that said, enjoy the video. The first area I'd like to work on today will definitely be this village. I've built this pretty early on and at the time I really liked it, but now I've come to dislike some parts of it and I think it really requires an improvement. Now I don't wanna tear everything down because that's not the point of this video. Instead I wanna add some stuff to it, like some houses for example. But of course, I am also gonna redo some interiors and especially the foliage because it looks awful. So I think we better get started. First, I'd like to do some terraforming because we need a place where the new upgraded village can stand. Without further ado, let's get to work. Now that we are done terraforming, I think it's time to show you the next step. As you can see behind me, I've got a lot of shulker boxes, and you might be wondering what I'm gonna do with those. Basically, we got all the materials here. Got the stones, the wood, and some other stuff in those ones. And I'm gonna build some houses. Now, I just want to show you real quick like how absurd this is. Because I've got like 5 types of wood in this shulker box, and yeah, it's all different. But in here I've got almost just spruce. Just to see like how much spruce I've used in this project. And keep in mind, those are the materials like only for the houses, because I've also got to do the foliage and I've also got a boat and a dock in mind that I want to do. So yeah, we better get started and I'll leave you off with a good time lapse. Now that we are done terraforming, building houses, redoing interiors, I think it's time for the final step. You may notice that this village is missing one key feature, and that is foliage. And that's the reason I am here basically. I'm gonna need a lot of short grass for this project, and that's why I am gonna build a short grass farm in the basement of this storage. Now, I also need a couple flowers, but two of them are covered, those being azure bluets and orchids. But one flower for which I don't really have a farm is the allium. So I'm gonna build a flower farm for the allium in a nearby meadow. Now, I want to say that this place is basically finished, not regarding the foliage, but I don't want to do a tour of this place just yet because I want it to be complete. And I want to show it to you at its glory when it has all the foliage, I guess. So I think it's time to finish this project. I'll be honest, I struggled with this. At first I was so hesitant to break the history of this world, but I realized that holding on to the past was stopping me from seeing how far I've actually come. I had to show how much my building skills have evolved, and I think it's time this world finally caught up with me. Now that we are done with the village, I think it's time to give it a proper tour. We're gonna start here at the entrance, and already as you can see I've redid all the foliage even like beyond the village, and I think it looks really great. Before it was like just splattered flowers everywhere and I didn't quite like the look of it. And the two things that I redid here were the roofs of the houses, like they are like more rounded. And we've also got a new palette for this house because I thought we should incorporate like palettes that we've used from that part of the village into this side. Now walking this way we've got the pub. I've made some upgrades to it. Before we didn't quite have like people in here, and now I've put some armor stands with the help of an armor stand mod that lets me customize them. And yeah, basically we've got like people here chatting and the barman. That's basically what I've upgraded here, and the ceiling, I guess. And I think I'm gonna give them armor in the future, but now I don't really know what colors to give them. And I think I'll leave that to you guys. If you want to be a part of this world, you can choose what color these people should wear, like as leather armor. And if we go here in the back, we've got a redone interior. Basically, this is the barman's house. I added a dark oak to this interior. Before it was only like spruce and oak and it was very bland. And now with this dark oak accent, I think it looks really nice. And we've got also the balcony here redone. Before we had like fences here and it limited the space a lot, and now I've used this trick with trapdoors, making the space much larger, and you can also put like pots here. Now walking towards this area, we've got another redone interior. Basically, this is like a naval utilities shop. Basically, we've got panels, we've got maps for those who are lost, we've got spyglasses. It's basically just naval utilities, and I think it's really nice. And we've also got the owner waiting here on the couch. And if we go at the second floor, we've got a really nice interior. I think it's really fancy. We've got the dry guest here. It's like collection stuff. Nothing too special though. Now we're gonna look at the new houses I've built. Basically, Now we showed like houses that were already done, but with new interiors, and now we're gonna show new houses with also new interiors, I guess. This is the Harbor Master office. Basically, this is the Harbor Master. He owns like the dock that we see there. And we got a really nice office with fancy mangrove wood and acacia floor. And now I just realized that I forgot to put a fishing rod up there. I'm sure I remember to do that. And here we've got a little storage, I guess, for this guy. Got all sorts of stuff. Nothing too interesting. And it's almost night. Let's go up the second floor. And here we've got his bedroom with a nice separation wall. Maybe I think this looks maybe more like an attic because of the roof, but it looks really fancy and I like it. And now let's sleep to make it day. Now, if we go this way, we've got a little dock right here where I've actually leashed some llamas on this fence because I found a wandering trader. I thought the llamas would look really cool right here, like with trading and stuff. Now I couldn't really keep the wandering trader because he would despawn anyway, unless I put him in a boat, I think. And if we go here, we got a really cool boat. This is the first boat that I've ever built in this style. And what can I say? It's really nice. It's actually quite spacious now that I think about it. And we've got a little bit of storage. I think this crane like got the storage from the boat, and yeah, the boat is leaving. I think because we've got the smoke like coming out of it, like it is on its way, you know. And if we go up here, we got a pretty cool house. Got a kitchen here, like we've got a kitchen area right here with someone cooking. Again, this guy is naked and I'm gonna put an armor on him in the future. Yeah, we've got a nice fireplace because we got a chimney outside if you saw it. And to go on at the second floor, you have to go outside here. And we've got a little bedroom for like a double bed. And we've also got a smaller bed up here, like for a family of some sort. Now going right here, we've got the storage, like where the crane is used to get all the cargo, and it is put right here. Got a lot of storage stuff, I guess. And if we go up here, this direction, we've got a balcony. Pretty nice. And here we've got some sort of walkway to this tower where the owner of the storage like sleeps basically. And up here we've got a little storage as well. It's pretty full, to be honest. And now the most recent addition to this area is, I think, would actually be this grass farm. We've got a little interior right here, or I guess design. Here we've got like everything I got from this grass farm. I also got flowers, mainly because it's in a plains area. I don't think there's too much to show. Like in this area, we've got a little chest where I can put iron, and the iron is crafted into shears. But as I can see, it ran out. Because I actually think that I have to take the iron out, because like every time the shears they spawn like from the pressure plate, it spawns a new one, and even though when I'm not to that farm. So that's pretty messed up. I think there's a way to turn it off, but I don't quite know. Now, even though I enjoyed coming back to this village and improving it, I think it's time to go to the next project. Before talking about anything else, I just quickly want to mention that I just got a new microphone, and the rest of the video might sound a little bit different, but that shouldn't be a problem. Now, regarding the next area that I'm gonna improve, it's gonna be this little place. What can I say? I've terraformed this area pretty early on, and right now it doesn't really reach my standards. Again, with the terraforming, like at the moment I don't really use dirt that much in my builds, I only use stone and grass. Now, I also want to redo the foliage, because as you can see here, it's like in the first area, very splattered, and I want to make it so we have more like groups of flowers, if you know. So without further ado, I think we should get started. We are finally done. And what can I say? I am really proud of this area. As you can see, we've redone everything. That includes the foliage, the trees, and the terraforming. You might realize that I went for a more realistic look compared to what I had before. And if you realize that, I guess my work is a success. Now, I don't really know what to say. I think this is definitely a big improvement. And I really enjoy walking here a lot more. And I think I'm gonna use the elytra a lot less if I have this view everywhere. Also, you might also see that I did not finish this part, and that's because this is part of another project, and that is gonna be for a future episode, not for now, sadly, for you. Now, what I like most about this area, I think, is definitely this tree, because I've worked really hard for it. And I think I really nailed the shape and the amount of leaves used. I've also made sure to leave a lot of air through, because that's how trees look like, I guess. But now that we are done with this area, I think it's time to explain to you what I'm gonna do next. I think the only part of my world over now that looks really old is this orchard, because it's really the first thing I've built here next to my house. And yeah, I really want to redo it. But besides it, I would also want to add the foliage to this area and replace this moss with concrete powder with grass, because that was a stupid mistake. And I would also like to replace the snow with grass, because it doesn't really look that great, and it really conflicts with a future project where it doesn't look that good. But to be honest, I'm really tired of doing the same thing now, reworking everything I've made, and I think I need a break from this. So yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do this part, and I'm gonna leave it for a future episode. But we'll definitely redo the orchard, because I definitely cannot stand it anymore. So I don't think I've got anything else to say. And yeah, we'll finish the video with this orchard. I don't know if you realized, but I'm so happy that we're finally done with this. I've wanted for such a long time to redo all of those areas, and yeah, we finally did it. And the outcome is really, really gorgeous. But yeah, let's talk a bit about this new orchard here. First, I want to say that it was such a pain in the especially placing all this resin was so annoying because it's so much. I had to place like 8 stacks of resin clumps. But yeah, I'll do a little tour if I may. Basically, we got the entrance here by the house, like it was with the old orchard. And as you can see, we've got not that many pathways like before. I mean, we've got one main pathway, and then we've got some smaller ones made out of coarse earth on the sides. And if we go in this direction, you can see they just go through the orchard. And you see that I've got two types of trees, basically. I've got first ones with resin clumps. They're symbolizing some sort of orange, but it's quite smaller. And first other ones with like the pods are supposed to be some sort of apples. I don't know if they get the right idea, but I think it looks really cool. And yeah, we also had to transport all the mobs that I was storing in my orchard. And yeah, we got them here. I've got like all the frog types. I'm gonna have to do something with them. I'm planning to make a magma farm in the future. And that's why I'm holding first frogs. But anyway, yeah, and don't mind the ghast because apparently it has a bugged texture because of fresh animations. And also, I want to show you that this place is also all lit up because it's so near my base and I don't want mobs to spawn because that is really annoying. Like, I don't want a creeper blowing up stuff. But back to the main path. If we go here, I think this is my favorite thing. We finally connected with this part here, this road. And I think it's really nice, like especially when you get out of the orchard, you've got those flowers here. And yeah, it's pretty cool. And we've also got a bit of a smaller path in this direction. As you can see, it's only costed. And we've got a small section here with some more trees like we had before. Overall, I think this orchard looks pretty good. And yeah, I like it a lot more than the old one. I still think it needs quite a bit of life in it. And I'm talking about like adding some carts and some ladders going up the trees because we don't really have that right now. But yeah, I think this was it for the video, guys. I really enjoyed coming back to those areas and redoing them because I've wanted to do this for such a long time and we finally did. Now, I don't really have anything else to say, so I'm just gonna do a quick outro. I hope you enjoyed the video and I hope you have a wonderful day.